when you're in medical school, when you're kind of talking to your classmates about this company that you're building and stuff like that, um, how do you manage that time in terms of like your primary profession is one of a corporate professional and medical student. How do you manage to explain to professors and stuff that, or like maybe you're not even talking to professors about this thing, but like if you do perform badly on a test or something, how do you like manage that stress with like the stress of like building company? Because you know, if you stop turning the wheels, then it's going to stop, right? No one's keeping you going. There's no money that's flowing in, right? So
Right.
I guess that would be my question. How do you do the time management, and like how do you keep going after failure?
Yeah, that's a great question. And I think about this a lot, right? Like there's some days I'm so tired, and I don't want to do anything, but like you said, if I stop, everyone else stops, right? I have to keep the energy because everyone else will keep the energy. It starts top down. But the way I manage, like, I mean, like there's so much to learn in medical school. It's just like studying for the step exam. I'm like, I really have to know like what aortic arch contributes to this artery. I'm like, why? But I need to know it. I need to study it. So what I've been doing is for healthcare huddle, school always has come first, right? Like the first thing I do when I wake up at 6 a.m. I will start doing Anki. I'll just get through my Anki deck before I work out.
Yeah.
At 7 a.m., I work out. I either run or do some lifting. By 8 a.m., I'm doing some like U World questions. And by 9 o'clock, I have class or I had class. And then I'll just do class throughout the day. Between 12 and 1 was my time to work on the huddle. And then after class, I would either do some quick studying and then work on the huddle for the rest of the day. But the something I do that's been key to the time management is every single day is a certain type of day for the huddle. So like Monday is management Monday. So the only thing I'm doing on Mondays is
Mm.
managing the team, managing expenses, managing whatever it may be. It's just management. I'm not writing, I'm not marketing, I'm not focused on growth. I'm just managing.
Mhm.
Tuesday is what I call typewriter Tuesday. That's when I write. You are not stopping me from writing. Even if I'm not writing an article this week, I'm writing something, right? Just to keep that mentality. Wednesday is my growth and marketing day. So Wednesdays, I'm in people's DMs, asking them to sign up for the huddle. I'm cold emailing people. Thursdays when I focus on product. That's when I take a look at the newsletter, take a look at everything else going on, making sure it looks okay. And then Friday is my company culture day. That's when I reach out to every single person individually, check in on them, see how things are going, if they need anything. And that's my week. And so it helps so much with stress because if it's if it's Saturday, right, and I have to write an article for not this newsletter but the next newsletter, I'm like, okay, I'll get it done Tuesday. That is my day to write. I don't do anything but write. And that's how it's worked. And it's helped me balance medical school and this so well, like beyond well.
Yeah, yeah. And Brett, I think one of the things that I remember about you in when we first met in junior year summer in high school, I think one of the things that I remember was that you're a really good, effective self promoter in terms of getting people to vote for you. That was the one thing in American Legion Boys State. Like, how did you think about self promotion, and how do you think about self promotion when you're talking about a newsletter, right? Because obviously you want the work to speak for itself in terms of that the actual product. You show the product and it's like,
Mhm.
okay, like let's sign up for it. But there has to come a time when you're thinking, hey, like I want to grow this besides that. And I think Jared alluded to traction as your Bible, right?
Mhm.
um Throughout the week, what are you doing to like really push the media aspect, and using your business degree to kind of think about think about the healthcare huddle as something more than what it is now?
Sure. That's a great question. And yeah, I think that junior year summer was a very transformative summer. It was a nice step into kind of getting ready for the real world in college. Um, so similar to Jared, I mean, I definitely organize my weeks. It's been a big learning process for me, kind of with a full-time job, and then balancing also growing a business. I have to like sneak out of meetings to like do something for Healthcare Huddle. Like Jared, maybe there's less of a formality or strictness there with classes of being asynchronous. Yeah, so I mean, in terms of like the self-promotion aspect, I think it's actually like incredibly important for the founders themselves and even the team members to promote themselves a ton, like build your own personal brand. That is exceptionally important. And like, I would promote that to every single person. And you can look at like Elon Musk as an example. Like Elon Musk is Elon Musk, and then like behind it is like Tesla. You see Austin Reef and Alex Lieberman do this on Twitter, build their personas up, build their personal brands, and then behind it is like Morning Brew. And so like I've been like trying to do that in a way, and definitely like obviously suffering from like imposter syndrome. Like, who am I to like be building my personal brand up as like this 22-year-old? But then there's a story behind it, like balancing full-time job and growing a company. Working with your brother on building up a company, and so we've actually recently, like me, Jared Harrison, have taken the approach to like, we want to start tweeting more, being more vulnerable about our journey, being more vulnerable about how it has been balancing all these aspects in our life. And like, I like to split it up between my Capital One job, Healthcare Huddle, and my personal life, and balancing the tasks for all that. And so I think like making time to like reflect and build my own personal brand, like around my own network, whether that's on LinkedIn or Twitter, has been huge for also building up Healthcare Huddle. Because if they like what I'm doing and like they like what content I'm putting out, then they're like, oh, he's the co-founder of Healthcare Huddle, and they want to go check out Healthcare Huddle and they see what is actually being built and what I've been talking about. So things like that. Yeah. So yeah,